Loose change for getting down. It's Friday and I'm on fire, and I know that I'll break your heart, and I'm sorry, I'm just so tired. 'Cause these cars are just it, so won't you come?
Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry, 24/7 shopping available. 160920 is the code. Show her some love, like she showed us.
I'm sorry. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Coast to Coast Entertainment Network. Oh, Mess Around Dave is here. He's back. He's backstage. He's creeping around back there.
Oh, right where in the lounge, backstage.
Yeah,
I think
you're
he's
watching.
trying to get connected. So.
Oh, okay. It's all good. But you're watching another episode of Between the Ropes, anyways. That's right. This is Wrestlemania Backlash recap. All right, and I'll tell you what. A lot of people going into this pay-per-view were not really expecting a lot, but this pay-per-view delivered. It was a good pay-per-view. So I was actually, and you know what? This is one of the ones, too, that they actually didn't really need to have a championship match, because I thought that six-man match was actually really good. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started. So is Mess Around not linked up yet?
He's not. No. I'm messaging him.
All right, so he's not linked up and ready to go. That's all right. We'll get him up whenever he's ready. We'll get him all linked up and ready to go. So to start out, WrestleMania Backlash. I'm gonna introduce them by their wrestling names tonight. We got Crispy Bacon. How you doing tonight, Mr. Crispy Bacon?
Doing good. It was a good pay-per-view or premium live event. A lot of great matches.
Premium live event.
Yeah.
Premium.
All right. And then it's the Greasy Bacon, the finishing move. All right.
Oh no.
And then of course we have Christy. I just go Wilson because I don't know what the wrestling name to give you right now. Okay.
Yeah, I got it in the thing. It says the EST of Between the Ropes. I've been using it for a while.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure what really wrestling name to give you. So I guess we'll figure it out. But all right.
Right, we'll figure it out.
How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. This Backlash was actually pretty decent. I thought it was going to stink, but it didn't actually. It was pretty good. Really good.
All right. And then, of course, welcome him in. We call him the Big Bomb Sloppy. The Big Bomb Sloppy, Mr. Big B. How you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm doing good. Just a few minutes. I thought the pay-per-view entertainment match-wise were very good, and I think the results were kind of foreseen, so I wasn't too surprised on the results.
Well, all right. Shall we get to it? Shall we go ahead and start out with that first match of that? It kicked off WrestleMania Backlash with none other than the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and then Seth freaking Rollins. And I'll tell you what, that match was actually really, really good. WWE just let him go and said, go out there and do your thing. Now going in, I figured Cody was going to win, but the only reason I picked Seth Rollins is because I'm like, well, maybe because, Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins has been in this rivalry and Cody won the first time. I thought maybe, just maybe, they might give Seth the victory. That was the only reason why I chose Seth, even though I kind of figured that Cody was going to win anyways. I was okay with it. It didn't bother me, but that was the only reason I took Seth. But Chris, I'll start out with you. What was your thoughts on this match?
No, it was a good match. I think we were kind of split on who was going to win this, but Cody won it. Although a lot of people are saying it was a dirty move, but
Mm,
I mean he won, so
mhm,
yeah, I give him that. So he won bad.
Seth did the same thing.
mhm.
So
That's true.
He
That's
did.
true.
He really did.
the same thing. The only thing that I was thinking about in this match was I was sitting there thinking, okay, if Cody loses this match, I was waiting for all of the haters to come out and be like, oh, they're burying Cody. Like, I'm waiting for that time he loses, and then it comes out that they're burying Cody.
If he loses, rewrite. I'm just playing.
Yeah, I'm just saying. All right, so Christy, what was your thoughts on this match?
All right, this was a pretty damn good match. I mean, they were going back and forth, and of course, Cody got more of the tights than Rollins did, exposing Rollins' butt crack. At least he won. At least Cody won. I don't know. This is what came to mind, I
The good
guess.
old
I don't
butt
know.
crack.
The good old butt crack. But at least Cody won, so I'm glad about that. Otherwise,
It's all
it was
good.
a fantastic match.
All right, Big B, how about you?
Whew.
Ace, I kind of
Is he there?
thought the same as you, but opposite. I picked Cody Rhodes, and I was thinking maybe they would swerve us and have Rollins win dirty. Well, we got the dirty win, I guess, but I thought it was a great match. Nice way to kick off Backlash. Definitely like that they're kind of using the ring call that AEW used for Cody Rhodes, the whole nightmare, extending it out like AEW did. So I don't know if that's a slap in the face or if that's something Cody wanted to have happen. But anyways, great match. Wouldn't mind to see a third match, but I don't think they really need a third match. I don't know why they would, but I definitely would go for a third match.
Oops.
So to answer your question about what you were saying about, the whole how Cody Rhodes comes out and everything else. When Cody Rhodes came back to WWE, he had requested it all. He said, I need it all. And Vince said, okay, whatever you need, we will go ahead and buy it and it'll be yours.
Nickname, music,
So,
entrance, 9 yards.
That's what.
Well,
Yeah.
no, I knew he requested it for it all. I didn't know if the whole ring announcement was the same though, or going to be the same. But I'm glad they're using it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely! I was like super happy that they were using that because it is absolutely great. Like the way, but that was definitely, to me, that match was definitely an A. I would definitely give
That's
that
better than Cody.
match an A. It was a great way. Yeah, it was definitely a great way to kick off WrestleMania Backlash. I don't think you definitely could have put a different match first. This match had to be first. Just Big B, I'm kind of with you on that one. Well, no. You have to start out with Seth and Cody just because of it really drew in the audience because the audience was digging that. I mean, halfway through the match, you had people going, "This is awesome," because of how
it was
good
so
the match
good.
was. But Big B, I'm kind of with you on that to where I could foresee them potentially maybe throwing a third match out there between Seth and Cody, but I'm not quite sure. That part I'm not quite sure if they're going to actually throw a third one out there.
Ace said that this was it was a great match to start with. But I mean, the only other match that should have opened and it wouldn't have drawn would have been Happy Corbin versus Madcap should have been the opening, but it would not have drawn.
No.
You
had to start it off with a bang, and Cody versus Seth was the one way to do it.
Yep, exactly.
Well, yeah, and so that's why. I don't know if you guys play 2K or whatever on the WWE game, but if you play on the GM mode, they sit there and tell you that your opening match is what draws your audience in, and then the middle is kind of where you put your kind of mid card ones that don't really matter, but and then your last match, of course, has to be the best. So you have your opener, which draws them in, and then you have your main event. And Seth and Cody was like the perfect one. But Big B, are you saying that you don't foresee them doing a third match?
I do.
What was that, Ace?
Do you not foresee them doing a third match? Because I know you said that you would be okay with a third match.
God, the way WWE's going right now, I don't know. I mean, I would book, if I was a booker, I'd book a third match. I mean, I don't think they need to, but, they probably won't. Maybe not right away. Maybe not for a third pay-per-view in a row, but, we'll see what happens. I mean, I don't think the way WWE's been booking things.
No, I don't think it'll be a third match either. I think that Cody Rhodes will move on and go to his next competitor. But we can go ahead and jump into the next match, which very interesting to me. I can't really remember the order, but I'm just going to jump to the next one anyways and just talk about the next one. Probably the weirdest match of the night that was really the only match that people were like, whatever, was the Omos and Lashley match. That was really the only one.
On that too.
Yeah, that was like the only card on the match that people were like, well, it couldn't. But yet again, it was still better than it because they made it go longer was the only reason why it was better. It wasn't it wasn't a squash match. And
no.
So, but I can tell you from the way that it's even right now at like 1-1, I think with this one they're going to go a third match. But I think if they go a third match with this one, they're going to put some kind of special stipulation, like they're
MVP banned from ringside, maybe.
No. I'm thinking somewhere along the lines of like a special match, like some kind of special, like potentially like Cage, Hell in a Cell, something like that.
Or the next pay-per-view is Hell in a Cell. So.
Yeah, but most now at the pay-per-views for Hell in a Cell though, it's mainly just the two big championships. So it's normally the men's champion and then the women's.
But I think they could probably throw a stipulation in there. Probably.
Yeah, they've done those types of Hell in a Cell matches with a stipulation, and it doesn't have to be for a championship.
No, I think what they'll do is I think Chris has got something, but I don't think it'll be ban MVP from ringside. Possibly put him in the Shark Tank or Shark Cage, they call it, and extend him from the ring.
He's going to break out of there using his cane or something like that.
You had
McMahon
and Shane McMahon and
Undertaker.
No. Kevin Owens do a Hell in a Cell match, but it was anything goes kind of thing.
No, I see them extending MVP up in the cage so he's there, but out of the way. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so he doesn't stick his nose in where it doesn't belong.
Yeah, I was just simply saying, like, I think if they have a third one, there'll be some stipulation.
Yeah, there'll be some kind of
probably will be
gimmick match.
Yeah, gimmick match.
Yeah. It'll be something because I don't think that they're gonna have just 3, matches in a row to where it's just regular. It'll be some kind of match. But Big B, I'll start with you on this one. Omos and Lashley, Dragon Viper saying Omos is awesome.
I mean, Omos is a beast, don't get me wrong, and so is Lashley.
Wait a minute, we got somebody.
Hey, there we go.
He has arrived! Yay!
But again, we don't know what Viper's thinking. I mean, he's probably producing for WWE because we don't know what WWE's thinking. But I thought it was a pretty decent for 2 big guys or 2 powerhouses.
Yeah.
I'll give it a C- match. I thought it was actually pretty entertaining for the most part, and wasn't shocked who won.
Now, did you guys happen to see the tail of the tape on this match before it came on?
No.
Yeah. So I was like looking at the tail of the tape, and I'm like, wow, this is crazy because Lashley is 6'3", and Omos is 7'3".
He's a foot taller.
So He's a whole foot taller. Bobby Lashley, they said he was like 275 pounds. Omos is 403 pounds.
Yep.
That's all muscle, though.
No, are they going to call him the Nigerian, whatever they call it, Nigerian monster
Giant,
or
I
whatever?
think, is what they gave him for a nickname.
So that's going to be his new thing now? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I heard that. I'm like, what kind of nickname is that?
Randy Cox is like WWE wouldn't want me to produce certain people wouldn't be used to no crap. I mean,
yeah, no Lesnar, no Reigns, nothing.
He wants to slap Lesnar. Don't worry.
Half the roster.
Keep our Cape Row together.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I'm saying keep our Cape Row together.
Half the if Dragon Viper was in charge of producing the shows, more than half the roster would not be used. He'd stick to like 5 guys.
Well, he would use like 6 guys.
Yeah, he'd have Roman and he'd have the Bloodline lose all the gold and have them all kill each other.
Wow.
Yeah, he
would.
Well, it'd be like, hey, I'm gonna put Roman against Hornswoggle, and Hornswoggle gonna beat Roman.
Yeah, Hornswoggle would be kicking Roman right in the cap there.
Huh?
He'd have Randy Orton win every title.
Right.
He hit him with an RKO out of nowhere.
Right.
And all his matches, and then we'd be like, "Oh, his matches were so."
Yeah. Boring.
Right. So Mestron, what do you think of Omos and Lashley?
It ended the way I thought it was going to end. I mean, I thought it was actually going to be a squash match. I thought Omos was going to squash him to show dominance again, but I guess you kind of have to make Lashley look strong as well, so they had to make it go longer. But I figured MVP was going to get involved somehow and cost Lashley the match, and that's exactly what happened. So it went the way I thought it was going to.
I mean, when you think about it realistically, you gotta put Omos against a big guy, or it's not, or you're like, what else are you gonna do with him?
Yeah,
like, you gotta put him
not believable.
Huh?
If you put him against a smaller guy and the smaller guy wins, it's really not all that believable.
Right.
Yeah. So, like, he might be going up against Veer next or somebody like that.
Yeah, I would be surprised by that.
Like Omos versus Veer.
Yeah.
Veer will win that one.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised by that either.
Chris P. What do you think?
It was a good match. I mean,
it doesn't matter what you think. Okay, sorry.
Okay,
Go ahead.
No, it was an okay match.
Omos versus Cully. Come on.
No, who said that?
That was Dragon Viper.
No, I thought Omos was going to win it easily. I mean, it drug out longer than I thought, but good match. And
hey, Dragon Viper, if you're going to be commenting, you might as well just come on the show.
Come on, Dragon Viper.
Right.
Join
Bring
us.
it.
Join.
Now, before we go too much further, did anybody? I don't know if anybody caught this, but like all night long, even Drew McIntyre. So Drew did it, and then McAfee did it, and Cole did it. They dropped several hints about the Fiend, like they kept mentioning the Fiend and Bray Wyatt all night long.
Did one of them say, was that the Fiend sitting front row?
Yeah, McAfee said that. McAfee said that, I think.
That was McAfee who said that, and then Drew made a statement about something that Bray Wyatt said in the past, and everyone's like, did he just bring up Bray? And
I might have heard that.
And then Michael Cole said something, and so I was looking at Bleacher Report, and everyone's like, they've been dropping like things about the Fiend and Bray Wyatt all night long.
How many of them were jumping to conclusions like, wait, does that mean the Fiend is back?
Oh,
I don't know. That you got to think, like last time they were dropping hints about Cody Rhodes before he came back, and so I'm like, maybe this is like actually one of those like hidden secrets that maybe he re-signed and they're actually like keeping it hidden or something. I don't know. But
they are. The guys doing a good job.
Yeah.
Yep. But Christy, I was on you on this one. Omos and Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, it dragged on a little longer than I thought, but I think both guys really did put in a really good effort. I just did not like MVP sticking his nose or cane where it didn't belong. But overall, I thought it was a really good match. I mean, definitely showed Omos could endure. It has enough endurance to endure a slightly longer match. So
Lashley.
The Almighty.
Right. The Almighty Bobby Lashley. All right. So we can go ahead and jump into that next one, in which our next one was the I Quit match between Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair. That match was actually really good. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I kind of like how they had them kind of go everywhere, not just kind of stick at the whole ring, do everything in the ring. Like they had them kind of go everywhere. So I actually thought that
balls count anywhere.
Yeah. So that was actually a well put together match. Big B, your thoughts?
Nah, great match. After a while, I'm like, hey, anybody could win this one. I mean, I picked Ronda, but I would have been happy with either way after watching the match. But I'm glad they put the belt on Ronda. See where they go from there. But I think I don't know if it's a work that Charlotte broke her bone or whatever, go be gone.
Wrist.
But hey, what a finisher! What a way to end it. They dropped the B word a few times, and
especially Ronda.
Yeah.
Which one was that? Beautiful.
Well, kind of.
But to answer your question, Big B, I don't know if you knew this or not, but it is a work because Charlotte is actually taking some time off because she's getting married to
Andrade.
I thought they already got married.
No,
they
not
get
yet.
married.
Oh, okay.
They're getting married, so they had to have a reason to write her off. So they were saying.
I think they were, then they split, then they're back together. Now they're really getting married.
I think they were together. They took a break and then got back together because I saw a bunch of stuff on his Instagram.
I thought they did get married.
Nope, not yet. But so they decided to write her off for a while because
it makes sense.
Yeah.
Married and honeymoon.
So I think when she comes back, it's going to pick right back up with probably Ronda again.
Oh, God.
I'm thinking so because of how it ended, but I'm with you on that Big B for a while. I'm like, wow, this could actually go either way for a while.
Yeah.
I really did. Mess around. Your thoughts?
I like the match. It was good, back and forth. A lot of there's, like you guys said, there's times where either one of them could have said I quit and they didn't till the end. And I like how they kind of saved not Ronda, but Charlotte a little bit. Because when she comes back, she can be like, you only won because you used a chair to put me in the armbar.
Yeah.
So they kind of saved Charlotte, made her look a little strong that way, so she can use that excuse.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Crispy.
Good match. I thought it was funny they're on stage, and I think Ronda had two. I forgot
kendo
what
sticks.
Called. Yeah, kendo sticks.
Yeah.
And then Charlotte had like one. There's,
No, flip flop, Chris.
Flip it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But still, it was a good match. They went all over the arena, and it wasn't just inside the ring. So I thought it was a good match. Better than the last time they had an I Quit match.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. But it'll be interesting now that Ronda has it. The interesting thing is going to be who's going to be her next challenger. That will be. Huh?
I'd love to see her go up against Shayna Baszler.
I think
that would be awesome.
It could be. It could be Shayna, or I'm thinking a returning Bailey. I think could be a possibility also.
High likelihood.
Or Lacey Evans.
Lacey Evans too.
Maybe.
I think she's just starting to get herself back because She had her kid and everything. She's doing these really great promos talking about herself and her life, and they're really awesome.
Yeah, and before Bailey got hurt, she was actually supposed to be in a title match before she got hurt. So
Yeah.
they might be like, well, you're supposed to be getting a title match before you got hurt, and now that you're back, maybe.
Well,
Yeah.
and don't forget before Ronda left, before Ronda left, they wanted to put Baszler and Ronda together in a match.
Right.
So
Yeah.
They got possibilities.
Well, yeah, and I'm saying, like, I would not be completely against that because both of them have backgrounds in MMA and everything, and I actually think that it would be a great match. I really think it would be a phenomenal match if they went against each other.
Could you see WWE doing like an MMA style match like AEW did a couple times?
I don't know if WWE's done one. I know AEW did one with, I think it's Jake Hager, he used to be Jack Swagger, in WWE versus Wardlow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if WWE's done an MMA style cage fight.
Well, yeah, they did it because it was Ken Shamrock versus
that's probably why.
somebody. I can't remember who.
Shamrock and Blackman, wasn't it?
Yes. Yes, Shamrock and Blackman. I believe in Minnesota here.
Yeah. Shamrock and Blackman. I thought so. Yeah, so let's go ahead and move on to our next one, which our next one was actually Edge versus AJ Styles, which
yikes.
The only thing that kind of the only thing that threw me off was that I thought maybe that Finn Balor was going to turn potentially and join Edge, but then I'm like, you know what? I'm okay with Finn sticking with AJ, and then I'm like, maybe Ciampa will join it. We kind of all figured that Rhea was going to join. We kind of saw that coming. So now Rhea's there, and I think this in turn could end up being actually a pretty good faction. I'm telling you, I think it could be actually pretty good. Mestron, what was your thoughts on this Edge and AJ Styles?
Well, I figured Edge was going to win because they're trying to build up the faction. And then once, I saw the hooded figure there. And at first I was thinking maybe Bailey. And then I'm like, no, that's too small to be Bailey. It's got to be Rhea. Like you said it was going to be, and then it was. And she pulled him off the ropes or whatever. And then Edge finished it off. It was a really good match, though. That, like, anytime these guys get in the ring together, it's an instant classic. So
I'm telling you, though, like, I think this rivalry is going to now be Finn Balor and AJ Styles against Edge and Damian Priest and Rhea. And I'm telling you, I think that's going to be fire. I think that will actually end up being a really good tag team match. Big B, your thoughts?
No, great match. When Finn came down and started striking Demon Priest, I was like, okay, now Finn's gonna turn, and when AJ comes out the rope, hit him with something. That's where I thought the turn was coming.
Right? Yeah, me too.
So that's where I thought the swerve was going to be. And then after, sorry guys, I don't know if I got kicked off, but
no.
And then the hooded figure came out, and I was with Messeron. I'm like, Bailey? No, that's too small for Bailey. I'm like, it better not be Ciampa, because I was going to be mad.
Yeah.
But then when the crowd reacted, I'm like, oh, this is going to be Rhea. Of course, she flipped her hood off, and it was her. So now, Ace, with your point, I could see them adding Liv Morgan to Finn and
say that.
Finn and
add Liv to the mix, and there you go.
Yep. That's what I see happening. Tag. Yep, mixed tag.
Mixed tag. I like it. It's something.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, Big B, I've been really wanting to know this since you mentioned it.
Okay.
I really want to know, what is it about Ciampa that you're saying, please, no? Like,
I just want to see him. I want to see him just get pushed by himself. I mean, when they bring him up, they always, like changing the name, like, Pete Dunne. I think he could have done good by himself.
Yeah.
and maybe WWE doesn't think so, but it just seems like when they bring them up, they bury them or they hook them up with somebody. They don't give them a decent run by themselves at first. So, but it is rumored that Ciampa is supposed to be the fourth member because they've linked that before that it was going to be those three and then Ciampa was going to be the fourth guy. So it wouldn't surprise me, but I just want to see them. I mean, unless they come up as a faction together, let them try to make a name for themselves first. See how the fans react, So
you don't want this faction to be like Retribution, where where they put them all together and nobody cared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, the problem with Retribution was Retribution wasn't really like a well-known, like they weren't like widely known. But if you're gonna take guys like this and put them together, these are guys that are actually known.
Oh, don't get me wrong. They put Ciampa there. It'll be fun to watch. I mean,
Were you gonna think,
I just don't want to see it. And with Retribution, I think what killed them is they made them exclusive to Raw.
Yeah.
I think it would have been better if they would have invaded.
Yeah, definitely. Shoot, I forgot where I was on this one, but
we're on the
crispy bacon.
Yeah. No, it was a good match. I was kind of hoping.
Yeah,
AJ
you were exactly wrong.
I was hoping AJ would have won it
in due time.
Yeah. But whatever happens to the storyline,
Due time.
Yeah. So,
all right.
it was good.
Oh, she's back. Okay. Christy,
Right
are
here.
you there?
Oh, I'm
Okay.
here. Sorry. No, this was not a bad match. I mean, Edge and AJ gave it their all. I kind of figured it was Rhea who tripped AJ up, just seeing like the pants, the boots. I'm like, it's got to be Rhea Ripley underneath that hood. And then seeing her with the black hair, I'm like, yikes. But overall, this was actually not a bad match. I thought AJ had it in a couple of instances, but Edge won. Edge got a new member of his faction, and there you go.
Yeah, I just thought it was kind of funny when Damian Priest came out and he didn't cross that line. He said,
Right.
I'm not at ringside.
Like, I'm not crossing the line here. Not crossing the line. I'm not at ringside. Don't worry about me. Worry about her.
Right? I'm not at ringside. I'm not there.
I'm right at the ramp.
Messeron, I forgot. Did I ask you about this one?
Yeah, you did. We're good.
All right. I completely forgot. We just jumped around like we were talking about. As you can see, I'm wearing my phenomenal one tonight.
I don't want none. I don't want none.
They don't want none. They don't want none. Right?
Yep.
It's there. So, our great 6-man main event tag match.
Wait, aren't we missing one here?
We are?
Yeah, I think it's Corbin versus Madcap.
Corbin versus Madcap Moss.
Corbin versus
right. I forgot about that one. Yeah. That one escaped me for a second there.
Yeah.
That one actually shocked to me. It actually shocked me because I honestly thought that Corbin was going to get the victory. I really did. Something to me felt like they were going to give the victory to Happy Corbin.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look at
They gave it to Madcap, and I get it. They're trying to give Madcap a push, so I get it. But I really thought they were going to give it to Happy Corbin.
It looked that way at first.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts?
Well, the Minnesota guy won. We finally got some winners here in Minnesota, so
Hey.
and they even mentioned that too, that he was a Minnesota Golden Gopher. I thought was kind of cool, but I thought it was a decent match. I'm with you, Ace. I kind of thought maybe they would have had Corbin win it over Madcap, but I'm happy he won it. Now, if anybody needs to join a faction because they're lost, Corbin needs to go to Edge's faction, become the Lone Wolf again. Granted, it wouldn't make sense to make him the Lone Wolf, but they need to bring back that character and have him join Edge and them guys. That would be a perfect fit.
Oh yeah, Crispy.
Now it was a good match. I thought he was called the Bald Wolf or something like that. I don't know. That was
The Bald Wolf?
The what?
What?
I thought that was a joke that.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
that's
that
a
was,
joke that Corbin or Madcap called him one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't his actual name. He wasn't actually
No, I
called
know.
the Bald Wolf.
I know that.
Okay. Okay.
But no, it was a good match. I kind of figured Madcap was going to win, like you said. They're trying to push him in a singles competition, so we'll just see if this feud is going to continue on or, end right now and pick back up later.
I think it will. I think it'll continue on for probably one more pay-per-view, I think. Christy, your thoughts on the match?
not a bad match, but I wasn't too wowed by it. But glad Madcap got the win though. It was okay.
All right. Mess around?
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I thought Corbin was gonna win, but they're like you said, they're trying to build up Madcap, and there was some funny spots in the match. Like Corbin does his usual thing where he slides out of the ring and comes back in, and he was taunting Madcap the whole time, toying with him, and then he gets like the roll up victory on him. And I would have rather seen Madcap win with his finisher because I'm not sure what it is. So I would have rather seen him use that instead of the roll up. But like you said, this thing's not over. It's gonna go at least another one or two more. They usually do 3, and then they're done with it. But we'll see.
See, this is a typical Randy Cox match where he would come out and say this was the match of the night. He loved it, and we all don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's so funny. It's the match of the night.
Yeah. 5 stars.
I'm not lying, am I? I mean,
no, you're not wrong.
No, you're not wrong there. So I'm just saying, like, it. Match of the night. All right.
Now we can jump to that 6-man tag.
Yes, let's do
Now
it.
we can jump into that
There you
six-man.
Jump in.
That 6-man tag, which I tell you, there was a lot of great spots in this match. There was actually a couple times where I'm like, wow, RK Bro and Drew might actually win. Like, I legitimately thought, I'm like, oh, I think it's over, and then they kick out. I'm like, whoa! It's like, this is getting crazy. I was like, which way is it gonna go?
It could have gone either way.
Yeah.
It could have, because they could have had like one of the Usos get pinned,
Mm-hmm.
and then Roman, like, I never got pinned, but they still do have to make, if the Bloodline storyline is going to keep going, they got to make the Bloodline look strong. So that's why they can't do that yet.
Yeah.
Especially if Roman's in the match. But I honestly didn't see the tag at first when Roman tagged Jimmy. I actually didn't see it.
No, I didn't see that either.
I saw it.
Yeah, I actually didn't see it. And then he speared Riddle, and I'm like, wait. I was like, was he the legal man? What just happened? And then they say,
I was lost too.
Yeah, and then they
go,
Roman tag Jimmy, and I'm like, wait, what? I was like, when? I actually didn't see that he did it.
I think he actually snuck up onto the apron, patted Jimmy, and got himself in and speared Riddle and finished the whole thing. Yeah, because it was like a whole mess, and he managed to get himself back up on the apron and won the pinned Riddle.
Yeah, there was actually action throughout this whole match. That's
all over the place.
I truly enjoyed this, because it was like, it was everywhere. Drew gets put through a table, and guys, I was like, it was great. Mess around. What was your thoughts on this match?
Oh, I like the match. It was a good match. I like that special spot when Randy RKO'd like everybody in the ring, even Reigns.
Yeah, that was
and
so
then,
right.
Riddle hits the floating bro, but they kick out at the end, and I didn't think they were going to kick out. Yeah, I was surprised. Well, I figured Bloodline was going to win because, like you said, you got to keep them strong. especially if they're going to keep the bloodline thing going.
Yeah.
Probably not going to end until Reigns decides to hang it up, which I don't know if you saw it over the weekend.
Yep.
They had a match.
Mm-hmm.
He had a match against Drew, which he won. After the match, he said that this is the last time you'll probably see me in this arena.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's heading towards retiring soon, or
I don't know.
Well, so from what I read, and I don't know if it's like an accurate thing because I wanted to research it, but I guess what Roman wanted is because he's been doing a lot of house shows, so he's kind of been traveling everywhere, and so now Roman's at the point to where Roman's like, hey, I've been wrestling a ton of house shows, I've been traveling a ton of places. To me, it sounds like Roman wants to cut back on the house shows and just do the straight up like Raw and SmackDown stuff. He doesn't
In paper.
He doesn't do any of the house shows. Like he kind of wants to do like Randy Orton does. That's what schedule. Yeah, that's kind of what it sounds like he actually wants to do. So it doesn't sound like he actually wants to completely walk away. He just wants to lighten his schedule up.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Which I guess. Huh?
But it makes sense because he's been wrestling a ton since he came back from leukemia.
Yeah, he's been really pushing it.
Yeah. Yeah, he has. He's been wrestling a ton. Now, I guess there was some statement that WWE made too that said that they have Roman like in their booking for a while, but they know that once they take the belt off of Roman, they know that he has plans to do a movie, and so he is going to take some time off.
Going to Hollywood.
They said they do expect him to come back. And that's kind of what they've stated. So I don't know. What the whole plan is with that. But
I could see him losing the belt at WrestleMania in LA.
Which one? He has two of them.
Probably Universal, if I had to guess.
Mm-hmm. So he could lose a WWE title at maybe, let me see, SummerSlam, probably.
Who knows?
Yeah. Who knows?
I'm thinking he's gonna lose one of them. I really am thinking he's gonna lose one of them, and then
I'm saying,
drop it to Cody.
But I'm saying by the time WrestleMania ends, he'll lose both belts.
Right.
I don't know because the thing is like the only reason I'm saying is if let's say he goes on to WrestleMania and they actually do this Roman versus Rock thing at WrestleMania. If they do that, The Rock's not going to be able to come back and wrestle much. So I don't foresee them being like, okay, Rock, you're going to pin Roman for the title. I just don't see it. I think it would be like a passing of the torch to where Roman would actually pin Rock.
Somebody cashes in.
Or he goes on to Raw or SmackDown, I mean. And then somebody's like, I challenge you for the belt.
No.
Right.
I like what we talked about the other day. Like somebody wins Money in the Bank and they cash in right after Rock pins Roman.
Yes. Maybe.
And then take it off the Rock.
Could be like Heist of the Century, like when WrestleMania was in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
With Rollins doing that.
Well, first we got to confirm that The Rock's going to be there. I mean, we've been talking about this for what, 2 years?
About that,
Yeah,
been talked about for a long time.
There's been a lot of speculation. Rock will be there.
But supposedly Rock's schedule is lightening up here. So from reports I've been seeing that they have him penciled in again at WrestleMania. So
well, they
He's
did
got
drop
to promote movies like Black Adam that's coming out soon.
Mm-hmm. What's up, Dave?
He did drop a hint on the show too, Young Rock, when
that
Reigns, the younger Reigns was like, WrestleMania, dude. He's like, no, only a match like that can only take place at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Acknowledge me.
It's gonna happen. We know it's gonna happen.
Been spoken into existence.
Yeah.
No, it's
That's
not.
yeah.
Knowledge
That's the whole
champion.
thing. Is like when though.
Yep. No,
You know,
exactly.
is it gonna actually? Hopefully hopefully it'll happen. You know, this year, just so you know we can see it and it's done. But
Yeah.
I think if it is happening, I think you'll probably start seeing it set up sometime around SummerSlam. I think that might be when you start to see it happen.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It very well
Survivor Series.
maybe, but the only reason why I'm thinking SummerSlam is because let's say Roman, you know, drops the title of the WWE Championship, you know, the Raw one. Let's say he drops that at SummerSlam because The Rock intervenes and cost him the title, and that could kind of set up the whole. You know, Roman
Like, set the whole
could
thing
be
up.
like, why? You know, he could be calling out The Rock, and The Rock never appears, and he's never coming back, and he's not showing up, and he's not showing up. And finally, The Rock appears one time, and he's like, I cost you because I started this, and it wasn't you. And yeah.
I am the real head of the table.
I'm just waiting for somebody to say that. Like, you're
Yep.
not the true head of the table of your family. You forget about The Rock.
See that, and you know,
The Rock
Dave's
is
onto
saying, I am
something.
the real tribal chief here.
I think it's really going to come down to them having to write in like Roman Reigns is going to have to start disrespecting the fans and you know all this, and then of course The Rock as the People's Champ comes out and you know starts it up. So
That's possible.
that's how I would book it at least.
All right. Well, we still have to get everybody else's opinion on this match. So, Big B, your thoughts on the 6-man?
Oh, great match. Probably the second best match of the night. I honestly don't know. You know, you guys talked about early the bloodline strong and they can't lose, but I still think they can make them lose here and there and still be strong. You know, they still have another bloodline member down in NXT that they could, you know, maybe start losing and then let's say retool and call him up to join the bloodline
I don't
to
know.
reinforce them. I mean, because right now, I mean, we talked about it, you know, outside of Cody Rhodes, who we all expect to be the next challenger, they're pushing nobody really that is like, oh, Roman Reigns is going to lose to this guy.
Right.
So, you know, even the tag team division, I mean, we don't know when the Usos are going to drop the titles. So, you know, it's kind of good, keeps us in speculation, but, you know, to me, it's kind of getting boring because this was the match that I thought RK Bro and Drew McIntyre were going to win, and this is the only one I lost in our predictions. But it didn't surprise me that the Bloodline won. So, but outside of that, it was a good match, good finish. I didn't see the tag. I'll have to go back and watch it, but you know, I thought it was a good match. Either way, could have went. I wish they would have went the other way because then you could have built something about, okay, you know, we beat you. Let's get some title matches going.
Yeah.
So.
Makes sense. Definitely makes sense on that one. Crispy, 6-man tag.
No, it was a good match. I thought, you know, at first I was hoping that, you know, it was going to be a unification, but, you know, after seeing the match, I'm glad it wasn't. But it would have been interesting if, you know, either RK Bro or McIntyre pinned Roman.
Oh, that would have been great.
And then you'd set up a title match. But, I mean, it was good overall, and, you know, maybe we'll get that down the road.
Well, I think it'll set up for a title match anyways. Hell in a Cell, I think it's happening anyways. I think it's going to be Drew versus Roman at Hell in a Cell. So it's already looking like it's going to happen. So, Christy, your thoughts on the 6-man tag?
Oh my God, that match was fire. That was, I guess you'd say, definitely an instant classic right there. You had no idea what was going to happen. You didn't know. Pardon me. You didn't know who was going to win. You didn't know who was going to take the pin. You're seeing RKOs everywhere. Roman spearing everybody. Drew McIntyre hits him with a claymore that I thought was cool. I think it was Roman put Drew through a table. through the announce desk actually. And I did actually see the tag. I saw him tap Jimmy and get into the ring to spear Riddle and pin him. And it was predictable that the Bloodline would win, and eventually they're gonna have to start losing. But it was overall just a really, really exciting match. I liked it when I think it was either Drew or Riddle tagged Randy in, and the crowd just went nuts when he got in and just started going after everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It was such an awesome, awesome match.
I think it's funny now how Riddle is using the RKO now too. It's not just Randy.
Cool.
Yeah.
Like,
He looks
we know
funny
that-
doing
that's
it, but obviously he seems to like doing that move that Orton's been doing for a long time.
But we know that's probably it's gonna be what turns Randy into or against Riddle, because he's using his move, stealing his stuff. So the writing's on the wall that they're gonna split up soon. So
they will, because I think what it's gonna be is, let's say that Randy Orton is that guy who's gonna take the belt off of Roman.
Ooh.
I think let's say it is Randy. I think what's going to happen is somebody's going to have to be like, Randy, you're going to have to dig deep. You're going to have to be that guy who's going to really have to wake up, and you're going to really have to take out Roman. And then Randy's going to be like, Riddle, if I'm going to do this, I have to be that guy. I have to do this myself.
no, you know what? He should just nail something, I think. But I think it's gonna be Riddle that's gonna be talking to him. It's like, dude, we need somebody to take Randy out or Roman out. You gotta be that guy. You gotta be that guy. And then Orton RK's Riddle right in the middle of the ring.
Right.
I keep
And
I hate to give it to Viper, but that's what's gonna happen.
I like the way you're going with this, because Randy is so over right now. Like,
Yes.
But you like what he's doing right now. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, it's like he and
Yeah.
Riddle just work perfectly together.
Yeah.
Then again, and why do you want to break that up? But they are super over. When they were introduced, fans were just going nuts for them. The pop they got was crazy.
well, that pop that Randy got when he got the hot tag.
Oh yeah, when he got the hot
right.
tag, that pop he got was
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then he gives Riddle the punt.
Right.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh.
Come on, let's not feed
Yeah.
into Dragon Viper's wishes anytime soon. Come on now.
You know that's what
I'm
he
just
wants
saying,
to
it
see
could
happen,
be
and then when it
something that could
happens,
very
you're
well
like,
happen.
"Yes, I told you."
No, you're probably right. That's probably how they're going to draw it up. And Dragon Viper is going to be celebrating like his team, the Dallas Cowboys, won the Super Bowl since '95.
Oh, come on now.
Yeah, because every time Randy Randy needs to win a big match, it's always that he digs deep and he goes heel, and then he's got to find that inner Orton, and that's when he comes out and wins, because he's got to be that bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I don't know. I just call it like I see it.
Yeah.
It is gonna happen.
You know, yeah,
Well, no, you call
It'll be a
you
sad
call
day
it
when
like
they
how the
break up.
fans want to see it, and WWE's not listening. So
Or Orton and
Well-
Riddle are saying, "No, we don't want to break up. We're actually having fun doing this. Keep us together. We want
that could be too.
stay together as a team."
Yeah, and that and I'm not saying that's how I want to see it. I'm just saying that that's how I could foresee it happening. But it's just
that's how I would draw it up.
yeah. And I'm saying maybe when it comes to it, though, maybe Christy's right that maybe Randy and Riddle are just like, we don't want to break up. We want to be a tag team.
Yeah.
Possible.
I
You
can see
know,
that.
they can say so for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. When it comes to it, that I mean, in reality, that's probably what it is. Because I know they tried to split them up a while back, and Randy Orton wanted no part of them splitting up whatsoever.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
But I think eventually it's going to happen. I mean, it is going to happen eventually.
Well, yeah.
It's just a matter of when. Because I don't think it's
But
going to be like
they're
one
a
of those
moneymaker right now. I mean,
one
Huge
of those
moneymaker. I
new
think their
days,
merch is selling like hotcakes.
you know, I don't think... Oh, they are.
Yeah.
Their merchandise is selling crazy.
I know.
that's why Dragon Viper hasn't been on, because he has to work to pay for all the merch he's buying.
There you go. Yeah.
All those Arcade Bro shirts he has and the hats and everything. Oh my god. It does cost a lot of money.
Especially that scooter he's got.
Right? I'll tell you what's kind of interesting though, when Matt Riddle like first came up to the main roster,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually wasn't a huge fan, but he grew on me. Like Riddle's a guy who actually grew on me after a while, and I was like, oh, this guy has talent. Like when he first came up, I'm like, I don't like him, but I was like, wow, the dude has talent. So he kind of grew on me after a while because I didn't realize how talented.
Talent. I think they booked him wrong. I think they could have matched him up with a couple other people before they matched up with Orton.
Yeah.
But for some reason, it's working now. So.
Well, yeah, but too, I think what kind of threw it off at the beginning, though, too, with me personally, was that I saw Riddle as a guy who kind of ran his mouth because he made all those comments about Brock. Yeah, about Brock and being like, I could beat him up, and Brock's like, keep my name out of your mouth. And so,
and then they
at that point, I'm like, maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I was like, maybe that's why. And then after that, they kind of figured things out. I'm like, okay, he's not really a bad dude. I just think he was trying to be too big, too fast. And so he was trying to get to the wrong people. He was trying to get to the wrong people.
He was trying to be that like the snot-nosed high school kid that is gifted everything, and you can't touch me, I'm this, so
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but in reality though, like if Lesnar actually wanted to kick his ass, he could.
Literally, yeah. It's just F5 and be like, that's it, I'm done with him.
Lesnar could probably beat Riddle with Dragon Viper on one leg, like how kids used to, jump on your leg and you try to walk. You got Dragon Viper on one of Brock's legs, and he still F5s Riddle and wins.
Yeah, F5's Dragon Viper afterwards.
Well, of course.
No,
Yeah, of course.
But what I'm saying though is like I'm saying even though Riddle has that like MMA background, I'm still saying if it was like a flat out fight, I still think that Brock Lesnar would kick the crap out of Riddle. I don't even think it would be close, really.
There'd be no contest whatsoever.
No.
Nope.
Yeah. But looks like we're at that point now, so we can kind of start giving our final thoughts here. So Chris, if you want to give your final thoughts, then overall grade of WrestleMania Backlash.
No, good show. Thanks everybody for watching and tuning in. Overall grade, I'll probably give it a B.
Okay. Christy?
Well, it's been a fun show, and I always love being a part of it. And as for WrestleMania Backlash, I'm with Chris. I'll give it a B. It was pretty good.
All right, and Mess Around.
For only being this third or fourth of the year, I give it an A. Even though there's only one title match on the show, like you said at the beginning, even though there wasn't a lot of title matches, it's a really good card. Every match was good. Even the Happy Corbin Moss match was good. Madcap Moss match was good. So I give it a solid A.
All right. Big B?
No, great show as always. Glad to be a part of it. The pay-per-view, action-packed, definitely giving it A. Result-wise, I think we all kind of figured out what it is, what it's going to be. So I give it a C. So average it out. I'm with the other two. Give it a B.
All right. Well, we definitely want to thank everybody for watching. If I was there, I guess, for this one, I actually rather enjoyed the card. Like I said, the only one on there that I was like, maybe not was like Omos and Lashley. So at that point, I'd probably say a A- at that point. But overall, it was a good card. But we definitely want to thank everybody for watching. And we will see you next Sunday for another episode of Between the Ropes. So have a great night and see y'all later.